Hello and welcome to Pokemon Lair. My name is TD and today we're going to be unboxing a box of 10 Pokemon cards that I sent to PSA over a year ago and I just got them back. As you can see, I got a whole bunch behind me, so I have a bunch of videos to do. So as you notice, they come in this nice little box, neatly packaged so they can arrive to you safely and they're all protected. So let's get started and get them out of the box. All right. Our grade review of a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Zubat, a first edition number 70 card. Looking at the front surface of this card for any stains, creases, or scratches. I don't see any. Looking at the edges and corners of this one, it looks really good. And looking at our centering, it looks pretty good. It's possibly within the 10% tolerance that they allow for a Gem 10. Looking at the back of the card, you can see that it looks really good. There's no damage, no staining, no creases. Looking at our corners and our edges, where most of the damage tends to be, look really good. And looking at our centering, they give a little bigger tolerance on the back, and this looks really good. And that's going to give us a grade of Gem Mint 10. Nice. That's a really good card. Our grade review of a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket, Here Comes Team Rocket, a first edition number 71 card. Looking at the front of this card for any stains, scratches, or creases, I don't see any. Looking at the front centering, it looks really good from top to bottom and side to side, possibly within the tolerance. And finally, looking at our edges, they look really clean, so do our corners. Let's flip the card over and check the back, and as you can see, the surface looks really good. There's no stains or damage. Looking at our corners and our edges, they look really good. I don't see any damage that I can tell. And finally, looking at our centering from top to bottom and side to side, I think it's within tolerance too. And that's going to give us a grade of Gem Mint 10, another 10. That's pretty good. I like it. Our grade review of a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Sneak Attack, a first edition number 72 card. Looking at the front surface of this card and the illustration, there's no damage, no stains, no creases. Looking at our corners and edges, they look really good. Look really nice and clean. Moving on to the centering looks really pretty good, possibly within tolerance. And as we look at the back, you can see that it looks really nice, really nice card for the surface. Looking at our edges and our corners, I think they look really good. Trying to look really close at them. And finally at our centering, it looks pretty good too. And that's going to give us a grade of Gem Mint 10, another 10. Awesome. We're reviewing a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket The Boss's Way, a first edition number 73 card. Looking at the front of this card, you can see that there's no staining, no creasing, no bends. It looks really good. Looking at our edges and our corners, there's no damage that I can find. And finally, looking at our centering, I think it's possibly within tolerance. Moving on to the back, you can see that it looks really clean. The picture looks good. There's no damage or stains or anything like that. Looking at our edges and our corners, I think they look really good. I couldn't find any damage that could affect the grade. But finally, looking at our centering from top to bottom, looks pretty good, but from side to side, it's quite a bit to the left, and I think that'll take us out of the Gem Mint 10 grade. And that's going to give us a grade of Mint 9. Exactly like I had thought, with that back having the bad centering. Our grade review of a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Challenge, a first edition number 74 card. Looking at the front of this card, you can see that there's no damage, no stains, no bends, no creases. Our edges and corners are very clean. And finally, looking at our centering, it looks really good. I think it's within tolerance. Looking at the back of this card, you can see that it's really clean. There's no damage there. Looking at our corners and our edges, they look really good. I don't see any damage that I can find. And looking at our centering, it's slightly to the left, but it might be within the tolerance for a good grade. And with all that, our final grade is going to be a Gem Mint 10. Awesome. Very great card. Our review of a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Digger, the first edition number 75 card. Looking at the front surface of this card, I don't see any stains, printing damage, or creases or anything like that. Looking at our corners and our edges, they look really good. I don't think I see any damage there. And finally, to our centering, I think it looks pretty good. It might be a very good card. And as I take a look to the back, it looks pretty good. Picture-wise, no stains, no damage. Looking at our centering, it looks pretty good. I think it's probably within tolerance. But unfortunately, I think I have a slight bit of damage on the upper right corner. And that's going to give us a good grade of Mint 9. Not too bad. Our review of a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Imposter Oak's Revenge, a first edition number 76 card. Looking at the front of this card, you can see that we kept it clean. There's no stains, no creases or bends. Looking at our edges and our corners, it looks really good. I don't see any damage on them. And our centering looks really good from top to bottom and side to side. I think it's within tolerance. As we turn to the back, you can see that it looks really good. I don't see any damage to the surface of the card. And looking at our corners and our edges, I think we have some damage on the upper right. But looking at our centering, it looks really good. We'll have to see what that does for our... And as we turn it back over and look at our grade, is a Mint 9. That's pretty good for that Imposter Oak's Revenge. Our review of a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Nightly Garbage Run, a first edition number 77 card. Looking at the surface, as we always do, it looks really clean and there's no stains, creases, or bends. Looking at our edges and our corners, I don't see any damage that could affect the grade. And looking at our centering, I think it's within tolerance. Our back looks really good. I don't see any damage to the surface. Our centering looks really good from top to bottom and side to side. I think it might be slightly off in the upper left corner, but it does probably within tolerance. And finally, looking at our corners or edges, I think we have a little bit of white damage on the upper corners. And with all that, we'll see what grade we get. Mint 9. Pretty good for a 20-some-year-old card. Our review of a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Goop Gas Attack, first edition, number 78. The surface of this card has no stains, bends, or creases, or any other damage. Our corners look really clean, all four corners and all four sides. Looking at our centering, it looks within tolerance, so I think this is a pretty good card. And as we take a look at the back, you can see that it looks really clean. I don't see any damage to it. Looking at our edges and our corners, I think they're really clean. I'm trying to see if there's any slight damage that might affect the grade. And finally, as we turn to our centering, you can see that it looks pretty good. I think it might be definitely within tolerance. And that's going to give us a final grade of Gem Mint 10. Not too bad for a Goop Gas Attack. Say that 5 times fast. Our review of a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Sleep, a first edition number 79 card. As you can see, the front surface of this card looks really good. I don't see any damage. Our edges and our corners look really clean. And finally, as we look at our centering from top to bottom and side to side, I think it might be within the 10% tolerance. As we look at the back of the card, you can see that it is exceptionally clean. There's no damage to it. Our edges and our corners, I think, are really clean. I'm staring to see if there's any damage. And looking at our centering, I think it looks really good, probably within tolerance. And that's going to give us a final grade of Gem Mint 10 for an old sleep. That's pretty darn good. I hope you enjoyed the video and enjoyed the reviews of the grades. And keep on watching. I have a lot more to do. And remember, you got to catch them all.